Hey guys, today's topic of the video is going to be about figurative language. But before starting, I will suggest you to subscribe to my channel so that you can get all my literature related videos. Also, the links of the figurative language, the separate videos I have made, separate videos on each figurative language, figure of speech. You can go and click these links to watch the whole video. Starting with the introduction of figurative language has a figurative meaning rather than an exact or strict literal meaning. Figurative language is used in literature and everyday life since a very long time and is more effective, convincing, and eye-catching impact. Moving towards the definition of figurative language. Figurative language is a word or phrase which has not exact meaning but some figurative meaning. Figurative language has a meaning beyond a literal meaning and it is a hidden or figurative. Moving towards the examples of figurative language: simile, metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia, oxymoron, hyperbole, allusions, idioms, imagery, symbolism, alliteration, assonance, consonants, metonymy, SYNECDOCHE, irony, sarcasm, LITOTES, pun, ANAPHORA, and tautology, and understatement, etc. There are many others figurative language. Starting with the introduction of a brief introduction of simile. A simile is a figure of speech in which two unlike things are compared using the words like, as, like. Okay, like you can watch the figure behind, as cunning as fox. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or a phrase literally denoting one kind of object or idea is applied to another to suggest a likeness or analogy between them. For example, Alan is the Shakespeare of English language. Imagery is a literary device, is a figurative speech in which is used by a writer through descriptive language or figurative word which evokes sensory, mental, or physical sensation for a reader in order to imagine or experience a particular sensation. For example, the Scarlet Letter, written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, presents a scarlet letter on a lady's chest in order to mention her sin. Alright, moving towards personification. Personification is assigning human attributes to a non-human entity or inanimate objects to express a point or idea in a more colorful or imaginative way. For example, Wordsworth's heart was dancing when in Daffodil's poem his heart started dancing when he saw many flowers on the bank of a river. His heart is not a human, then how can it dance? Obviously, Wordsworth's heart was happy to see the flowers. Moving towards allegory. Allegory is a story, setting, or action of a character stand for something else. Like in allegory, the story setting or the character is born to represent a moral, religious, or political lesson. Alright, alliteration is the repetition of same sound in writing. Like this repetition creates a poetic effect and is used by many poets and writers. It is often used in newspapers, headlines, and advertisings to grab the reader's attention. Moving towards consonants, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, consonance is the correspondence or recurrence of sounds, especially in words, and specifically the recurrence or repetition of consonants, especially at the end of stressed syllables without the similar correspondence of vowels, like final words at stroke and luck, the K sound. Moving towards assonance. Assonance is the opposite of consonance, and according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, assonance is the repetition of vowels without repetition of consonants, as in stony and holy, like holy and stony and these O's. Used in alliterative and alternative to rhyme in verse. Allusion, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, allusion is an act of making an indirect reference to something. In a figure to call something, it is a figure, right? It is a figure of speech or figurative language to call something to mind without mentioning it openly. It's an indirect or pressing reference. Moving towards irony. Irony is a figurative language in which what is said is opposite of what is intended. There is a difference between the surface meaning of something that is said and the underlying meaning. It is also be a difference between. It can also be a difference between the what might be expected to happen and what actually occurs. Satire. Satire is the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity and vices. Satire is used for some main purposes, like to make fun of a person, idea, or institution, or its purpose. And its purpose is not just to entertain, but also to inform or make people think about a particular thing. It is the oldest form of social commentary. Moving towards parody. Parody is imitation of another writer's style, of another author, genre, or style of literature for the purpose of creating a humorous effect for the audience or reader. The main purpose of parody is to imitate, to make fun, and to comment on a piece of literature. Parody is always a copy of some original piece of work. Sarcasm. What is sarcasm? Sarcasm generally takes the form of ironic remark, and it is intended to mock or satirize something. Sarcasm can convey a writer or character's true feelings of frustration, anger, or even derisions that veiled by the presence of humor and wording that is inconsistent with what is intended. What is pun? According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, pun is usually a humorous use of a word in such a way as to suggest two or more of its meaning or the meaning of another word similar its sound. Pun creates humorous effect in a writing. Pun is also called paronomasia, and it creates a rhetorical effect in writings. What is paradox? According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, paradox is a statement that is seemingly contradictory or opposed to common sense and yet is perhaps true. Moving towards overstatement. Overstatement is An overstatement is a statement that represents something as exaggerated or intense or more important than it really is. Sometimes word hyperbole is used to instead of overstatement. It is also used for over exaggeration, ridicule or sarcasm or irony. What is understatement? Understatement is the opposite of overstatement. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, an understatement is a statement that represents something as smaller or less intense or less important than it really is. It develops irony, politeness, and sarcasm to the work. There are two types of understatements: ironic and non-ironic understatements. What is LITOTES? According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, LITOTE is an understatement in which an affirmative is expressed by the negative of the contrary, like not a bad singer and not unhappy. This concept was in fashion during Anglo-Saxon times. This technique doesn't use affirmative form directly, but does it via a negative form. What is chiasmus? According to the masterclass, a chiasmus is a two-part sentence or a phrase where the second part is a mirror image of the first. Word chiasmus is taken from Greek language meaning crossing. In chiasmus, the second half of the sentence is a conceptual mirror image of the first half. Exact words are not repeated, but concepts are repeated, yes. It adds to the style of a literary work. A reader can memorize it very easily compared to a simple work. What is ANTIMETABOLE? It is the last topic of the video. ANTIMETABOLE is a literary device in which a phrase or sentence is repeated in reverse order. ANTIMETABOLE is taken from two Greek words meaning against change. The first half of a sentence is inverted in the second half of the sentence. You can also watch the individual videos upon these all topics. Links are given in the description below. Thanks for watching. I hope you like or dislike the video. Also comment in the comment box as further inquiry, and also subscribe to my channel if you like the video anytime. Thank you.